Hello again, everyone, and welcome. I'm Gary Godsoe, and this is Velocity Online Racing's coverage of Round 11 of Season 12 of the VOR Signature Series, the IndyCar Championship. As today we come to you today from New Kentucky Speedway for the Votive Indy Derby 300. Joining me in the booth is Jalopnik.com's contributing writer and noted motorsport journalist, an all-around good guy, Erik King. Ryan, welcome to the Bluegrass State. Welcome to Kentucky Speedway. We have ourselves a really packed field today.
Yeah, and especially on intermediate tracks like Kentucky. traffic can always play a factor when you're running around with 25 other cars.
25. There is going to be a packed field. Right now, a minute 47 left to play in qualifying. Currently watching Aiden Millward. He is making his qualifying lap right now, but Silvazzi on the pole with a speed of 214.592 provisionally. Andreas Ike, like Ike, I want to be like Ike, 214.319 miles per hour. You laugh because you know that commercial, and now that song is going to be in your head for the rest of the night.
Yup.
Seb Kinder third, Christensen fourth, and Hugo Gallas, after having a great race yesterday in the DW12s, backing it up again today, was provisionally fifth. Now he's down to sixth as Christensen and Kinder both get moved down. Move Altena up to provisionally third. Liam O'Sullivan now on the top spot, 215.1, the only car into the 215 range. There are your weather conditions on the screen. We'll get them off momentarily. 86 degrees track temperature, or excuse me, ambient temperature. 90 degrees track temperature with 45 degrees humidity and a light wind. The rule set for today is 7 sets of tires, one of the cars, 6 in the pits, 100% fuel. We have 100% engine power, no retardation of that at all. The track is, of course, a 1.5 mile tri-oval. Race is 200 laps, 300 miles. Pit road speed limit is set at 45 miles per hour. Q-bands for today are Stout, Bostaine, Santos, Molina, Boney, and Orman with the one race suspension of Holland. 21 seconds remaining, and Alexander Seb with the lap of 2:15.3 is now we have 4 cars in the 2:15 range. We're watching Murphy make his lap as we are 5 seconds away. The IndyCar track record here at Kentucky, not set on this configuration, but on the flatter configuration. Sarah Fisher at the speed of 221.390, set in 2002. The career wins leaders here for IndyCar when they did visit here. Their last race was in 2011. In fact, it was the last race with the IR05 chassis. The career wins leaders here are Buddy Lazier and Sam Hornish, each with 2. So a pair of Indy 500 winners tied with career wins. Whether or not IndyCar will return here remains to be seen. I don't think anytime soon. Right now, this place is a bit of a parking lot.
Yeah, the last time I recall, the last time I've heard from Kentucky Speedway was back in 2020 when we had a big shortage of computer chips and a lot of car companies couldn't get enough chips to put in cars, so they couldn't sell them. So effectively, the track got used as a massive overflow parking lot.
Let's get to today's starting lineup here for the Votive Indy Derby 300 from Kentucky. Seb Alexander with his first career pole in the league. 215.342. Right next to him is Matty Wags. Wags looking for another strong performance here, 215.2777 to the 4th number for him. And these two will make up row 1. O'Sullivan and Santos, 2 of the drivers that were in the DW12 race yesterday on the flat configuration, make up row 2. Murph and Silvazzi in row 3. Silvazzi was in the race yesterday. Millward and Altena in row 4. Julian was doing well in the race yesterday until an incident took him out right before the last, quarter of the race. Ike and Kinder in row 5. Christensen and Gallas in row 6. Both those guys were also in the DW12 race yesterday. The winner from DW12 race, Forsyth, is in row 7 with newcomer Liam McNeely in the Bucky's entry. And then right next to him, at least in the speed chart, but back in row 8, is Griffin Yellen making his first start. He's back in row 8 with Gary Lovern. Back in row 9 is Bennyworth and Strauss. In row 10, Inch and Coker. Coker sporting the sponsor livery for today. There you see that, the Votive livery for the Votive Racing League. Brett Firestein back for the first time in a while, one of the originals of the league. He's back in row 11 with Jordan Evans. And Mitchum and Orman and Santos make up row 12 and shotgun on the field in 13th. Orman and Santos had the Q-bands, so they have a long ways to go before they can get up with the leaders. But it's a long race, 300 miles, 200 laps. And here we go, getting ready to start the stretch run of the season. And, well, Seb doesn't waste any time, does he?
Green, green, green.
No, straight on the gas.
Alexander, Sullivan, and Wagner side by side through 1 and 2. The bottom always going to win, that's in this end of the racetrack. Here comes Santos now, looking to the inside of Wags with the outside of Murph. Now the flatter, more normal profile version of the racetrack in 3 and 4, where they'll have to shift some gears and actually resort to a little handling of the car. There's Julian looking to the inside of Aiden. That is for position for 7th. Orman already up to 21st. Oh, Jordan Evans kind of up in the gray in turn 1.
Yeah, because usually you see a lot of people have turns 3 and 4 catch them off guard in the opening laps. Turn 1, that's a bit different.
Yeah, just think of Texas, but an opposite of Texas is kind of how it's configured here at Kentucky Speedway. Texas 1 and 2 is flatter and wider. 3 and 4 here is a lot flatter, and 1 and 2 has the banking. Yellen and Forsyth were side by side through the tri-oval. There is Hugo Gallas making it a threesome there in the middle. Oh, Gallas, contact! Oh, and that puts Yellen up into the wall. We are cautioned. Oh! And also in the battle there is Coker, the sponsor's car. And let's watch from Coker's point of view. He sees the action happen in front of him. It's kind of around the corner, kind of hidden from him. Oh, and he kind of runs into the back of Dan Inch a little bit. Ouch. Well, the race is still going to be sponsored by Votive, but the Votive car is no longer in. It lasted 5 laps.
Yeah, it seemed to be a case of, the fastest way around turns 1 and 2 is right at the bottom on the yellow line. And when you're the guy on the outside, you want to keep that distance as short as possible. And there was just no room. Contact was made, and we lost a bunch of cars.
Let's watch from Griffin Yellen's point of view. Not sure what happened to Hugo. It didn't look like it looked like it was legit contact. Did not look. Now Griffin goes down underneath the apron there, going in the one. You can do that. Ooh, Gallus just comes down on him. Ouch. Ouch. And a number of drivers coming to pit road to top off here, using this opportunity, including Craig Forsyth, yesterday's winner of the DW12 race. Again, if there's anybody that can make a fuel mileage race out of this, it's him. And actually, he's getting some work done on his front wing. Looks like he had a damaged front wing, and so he is getting some work done. As he has a long stop. I don't know if he has more additional damage. Engine is off. Maybe he has additional damage.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the replays to see where he made this contact.
Let's see it right here.
Oh. Yeah, he clipped Yellen as Yellen was heading up towards the wall.
Try to get through this lap here real quick and see. Yeah, there it is. Again, trying to put his car in a good position, and we'll get back to racing here momentarily and give you an update of who stopped and whatnot. But watch this here one more time and see what happened to Craig Forsyth, yesterday's winner of the DW12 race. And here comes the contact, and it's right in front of Craig. Craig can only do so much. He can't go high. He has to kind of hold his line and just clips it. So he's going to catch up to the field as we are getting ready to go green here at lap 7 of 200. That took out Coker, Yellen. Also in the pits is Dan Inch. Forsyth manages to stay in the lead lap, but he's going all the way to the back. Bart Firestein also comes to pit road to top off one more time. Might as well. I didn't bring up my supplemental overlays yet. I'm going to do that here right now. All right. All right, let's get back into this. As a little bit of a abrupt stop to that decent start. Seb Alexander got a nice jump. He leads O'Sullivan, Wagner, Murphy, and Santos, your top 5, coming to the restart here at lap 8. He's bringing them down. Again, kind of wasting no time, getting on it early.
Green flag, green flag.
Yeah, it might be to make sure that you head into turn 1 at a highest speed as possible to make sure that your wings are generating downforce through the first 2 corners and you can hold it flat out.
Everybody single file. Back to, I think there was a battle brewing right around Jordan Evans and Santos. There's Evans on the inside of Santos. Looking low is Strauss. This is actually one of my favorite racetracks. If you could get your car to rotate through 3 and 4, you're just going to blitz this field. Multiple lines to run. You could run the bottom, you could run the top in 3 and 4, but you can't just keep it in the same gear. You're going to have to drop the gear and keep those revs up so you can make a launch off 3 and 4 and get back up to about 5th gear when you get to the start-finish line. And then if you're setting yourself up to pass somebody, you'll need to get yourself in the 6th gear before getting into 1 so you can duck down underneath them and pass them. Once you get underneath somebody in 1, you'll be able to pull the pass off on the backstretch. That is how turn 1 always seems to work. So sometimes you can set up, it takes a whole lap to catch somebody to pass someone here, because a lot of times you're setting them up off of 1 and then 2 on the lap prior so you can pull it off the next time through because you're getting a good run through 3 and 4. Watching a battle here between Forsyth, Evans, Lovern, and Strauss. This is for 18th overall. Meanwhile, back up front, it is Seb Alexander with Wags looking on the outside of Liam going into 1 and 2. Not the fastest line, but a clean line with air for him. Here comes Liam down low, down in the 3 and 4. Lower profile banking there. Going to be a drag race off the corner, but the high side's going to have the momentum. Jesper Orman already up to 12th now. Set the purple lap at a 24.4. Should no surprise he's up 12 spots.
Yeah, the side-by-side for the battle for the side-by-side battle for the lead is allowing the guys further back, not second or not third or fourth, so to speak, but 6th and 5th, the opportunity to try to catch back up with the leaders.
Lags getting in the wall off of 2. Just lost a little momentum, but still in the fight. If you enjoy Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR IndyCar Series and the IndyCar Championship, and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future VOR iRacing broadcasts, which will be in a couple weeks when the series returns for our Phoenix weekend. Everybody kind of in line now. Everyone's kind of picking their own line. Here's Julian back in 7th. Ike now in a battle with Millward for 9th. And coming up on Liam McNeely in his first race. So he is in the top 10 at the moment. Jesper Orman. Forsyth up to 17th. Starting in the rear. Let's ride with Jesper Orman. You see him getting 6 before he gets into turn 1. He's going to set up McNeely here. McNeely protects the inside. I don't think that's really going to stop Jesper. Jesper's going to get a big run on the outside here. Keeps his foot in it. McNeely started sliding up, and he had no choice but to let him go. You see Jesper keeping it in 5th gear, not dropping a gear in 3 and 4. I do see some people, I know when I raced here, I would drop at the 4th, but I'm not going to tell Jesper what to do. This guy has way too many wins more than I do, so this is a site of one of my few official wins, though, and I waxed the field, I will admit it. 75 laps, let them all. I did everything but to get the Grand Slam. I did not get the fastest lap because I had no the draft up off of all race long because I was the leader.
Yeah, this tends to be one of the few places where if you know the lines around here and you get track position, you can hold a lead for a very long time.
Jesper now up to 10th, up 14 spots. Lucas Santos up 10 spots as well. Now we're watching Jesper set up. Aiden is one of the fast cars. Ooh, Jesper got up into the, I think he did make contact with the wall coming off of 2. So he's going to reassess the car a little bit down the 4th gear. I think he had a beginnings of a run on Aiden there, but hitting the wall cost him momentum. Watching 2 cars coming from deep in the field here. Here's Santos, who had the qual ban. And then Forsyth was involved in that first incident. He's back underway. Not looking any worse for wear. The winner from yesterday's race, who finished with just enough fuel in the tank to do about a half a burnout, and that's about a half a wheel rotation before his car ran out of fuel.
Yeah, good thing IndyCar doesn't have to check fuel samples.
Bennyworth and McNeely moved Bennyworth up to 11th. Where Bennyworth was having a good Pocono race. His downfall is he got caught speeding. Wagner around, at least on the bottom side of Seb, looking for that position. Led momentarily, but doesn't get credit for it. These two are starting to pull away. They got about a second and a half. Second and a third over O'Sullivan. Get you into the gaps and let you know what the gaps are there. About a second over O'Sullivan. So about another half second, those guys will break the draft window. And while we're starting to settle into a bit of a routine here, let's go ahead and show you today's race conditions. There you go. That's what the drivers are facing right now. And here are the drivers' points coming into today. Liam O'Sullivan has himself a 5-point lead over his teammate Altena. Then Jesper Orman, who is back in third. Mark Murphy fourth. Forsyth fifth. Sovazi 6th, Strauss 7th, Kinder 8th, Alexander 9th, and Andreas I 10th. And they are all in today's race. So there's going to be movement in the points championship after today's race. You see the team's championship. Indy Alliance, IAR, is your current leader with 744 points over AA, who's 32 points behind with 712, and Team Watson. Caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack, of course, when we're showing the points. And Patrick Salvazzi. Yes, Salvazzi and Altena.
Oh, no.
Julian to the inside here of Salvazzi. Oh, and it's netcode and launches Julian. Oh, right in front of Lucas, right in front of Edson Santos. We gotta watch Edson's replay.
Yeah, just a very unfortunate incident.
Yeah, there was no contact there, but 100% netcode. This is from Edson's point of view. You can hear the General Lee horn as Julian launches. Let's watch from Julian's point of view here. Oh, man.
And as soon as the car gets oriented downward, just the wings just suck the car back down to the track.
Yep. Remember, these are basically airplane wings upside down, and that is going to be race over for Julian and race over for Salvazzi. So two guys in the top 10 in points are going to have an early out here at Kentucky, and we're only 33 laps into this, and I think everyone's going to come to pit road for the most part. Orman now up to 7th. Again, showing you those drivers' points one more time. There's Team Watson Racing is in third there. So again, these points now are completely jumbled up. They don't mean a thing now. This graphic has been used for the final time. Here is the schedule of the season where we're at so far. There is Kentucky. We got 3 more rounds after this. Next up is our last short oval of the season at Phoenix. We'll do 250 laps there and then move on to the Detroit at Belle Isle on December 7th for our final road course. And then the championship Saturday race at December 14th at Las Vegas. It will be a IndyCar Championship livery throwback themed race. The drivers are picking their picks for that right now, and that will be December 14th to wrap up the season at Lost Wages.
Now it seems like we've been joined in the booth by one of the drivers who was involved.
I figured that we would be joined in the booth by a certain driver.
Maybe not for long, though. I haven't made up my mind yet. It doesn't happen often, but I made a stupid move. Oh, seriously.
Well, that was a lot of netcode there, but
no, what was no netcode whatsoever. No.
Well, from our point of view, it looked like netcode. But talk about what happened from your point of view.
I have no clue why, but I turned right on a straight and into Patrick. So I guess I was just trying to spook him a little bit in the mirror, and I overdid it. So, oh well.
Well, it's not really the mirror when you're alongside them.
Yeah, but normally you're trying to be as close as possible, so their line is tighter going into the corner.
Yeah.
And that makes it easier for you to dictate where the line is, you know, and that's
Yeah.
what I tried to do. But yeah, keyword tried and didn't succeed. So.
Yeah, a bit of a rough weekend between the DW12 race and the IR18 race here at Kentucky. Want to put this one in the rearview mirror badly, don't you?
Oh, I mean, on one hand, I'm really sad because my championship is probably over, but on one hand, I'm super glad because my foot was really hurting just pressing the throttle all the time. So, on one side, I'm actually glad that I'm out because I can get some rest now. But yeah, it's not a good day for me on the championship side of things. But
that's if you've had better days, you'll have better days in the future as well. So it's all on the wheel. It all eventually comes around, but. How's the foot other than hurting now? You gonna get that taken care of and get it looked at?
Well, I can walk, so.
Oh, you can walk. Okay, all right.
It's nothing that needs to be looked at, but it's very uncomfortable.
I bet.
But at least the racing is pretty good. You can actually save some fuel and save tires a lot, and I think at the end of the race it's going to be a really interesting and fun race because the temperatures are going to drop by a little bit. So.
Well, this top 5 right now in this lineup, virtual who's who of kind of the community. We got Seb Alexander, winner at Laguna Seca earlier this year. We got Matty Wags, who had a win over in the ISRA Truck Series that we broadcast on Monday night earlier this season. Then we have Liam O'Sullivan, who's had himself a good campaign both in the DW12s and the IR18s. He's third. Murph is in 4th, and Edson Santos, the DW12 reigning champion, is in 5th. Ike is 6th, Orman 7th, McNeely 8th, Bennyworth 9th, Strauss 10th, coming to green. And I tell you what, Seb's not been wasting any time bringing this field up to speed.
Green.
And he does it again. Very early launch, getting a good lead by 3/10 going in the 1 with Wags following.
Just in case you didn't mention already, Jesper is up to P7 now after starting pretty much last in 24.
Yep, 17 spots.
McNeely on the inside of him now. Ooh, bit close for comfort.
And here's Wags to the low side of Alexander. Might he pull this off? He has room to slide up, and he can. And move the Miller Genuine Draft throwback car up to 1st with Seb Alexander 2nd and Liam O'Sullivan still following suit in 3rd. Murph in 4th, and Santos in 5th. Then we're going to have a battle of some big sluggers coming up here very soon between Ike and Orman. This is a IAR power slide battle right here. Top split material. Here we go. Had a pretty good strength of field coming into this race, Julian. At over a 3K strength of field just for a league race. Not too bad.
I did not know that, but it's a pretty good number, even though S12 doesn't say too much in a league, but
no.
Still a pretty good number
No,
to
it
see.
just kind of says the level of drivers you have in the lineup.
It does, I guess, yeah. Bennyworth looking on McNeely, though.
And there's Orman around Ike, and we'll go back to the Bennyworth battle, as now Strauss is involved. And your teammate Christensen. So if you do a double take on Christensen's car, it can be taken. It can be mistaken for foresights a little bit. And just do a real quick double take. Kind of the same hue of color, but a much more shiny. Wait till the lights come on. That will look real good. But McNeely kind of pulls away, and now this battle for 9th is a 3-way battle between Strauss, Bennyworth, and Christensen.
Yeah, those guys need to settle in a little bit because they're losing too much time to the guys up ahead right now.
Everyone stopped at lap 33. We're kind of expecting 40 to 50 laps on a tank. So if everyone stopped at 33, somewhere in the 80s possibly is where everyone will have to at least stop for their next stop. 42 of 200. Still watching this battle for 9th. Although I think Jesper has reached Edson here for 5th.
And to come back to the fuel story, Gary, you can actually make it 54 laps pretty easily if you're in fuel map 2 or 3 sitting in traffic. Out in the lead, you can actually make it 50 laps easily, so this is a 3-stopper. But depending on the tire wear at the end of the run, you might see people switch to what would have been a 4-stopper without the first yellow, the first 2 yellows. But it should be a pretty straightforward, well, from here, a 2-stopper. 3-stopper, sorry. Andreas with a really bad run out of turn 4.
Yep.
McNeely to the outside.
Special delivery, McNeely on the outside, and you do not see an outside pass in 1 and 2 very often, and he pulls it off. Jesper around. Go ahead.
I like that outside in the traffic before I died, but it was fun running up there.
Jesper now up to 18 spots improvement as he worked his way around Ike. McNeely around Ike as well, up to 7th. Now we're going to have another brewing battle of, well, I call them big hitters here in the league. Edson Santos, he is your DW12 reigning champion for that leaner energy squad. And Jesper Orman. And then if he gets around Edson, then he's going to have a battle of teammates. Currently, right now, IAR cars in 2nd, 4th, and 6th.
Jesper feeling right at home on the bottom lane, just like at Texas. Very similar tracks, these two. And Jesper known to be pretty much a god at Texas.
Yeah, there's few things certain in this world, but one of them is, and he is the inside of Santos. We go to Texas, and Jesper's in the lineup. It's going to be a dub for Jesper more than likely. Oh, Brazilian slide in front of the Brazilian. Wow. Edson didn't like that, so he tacks back on the inside, and he gives him a slide of his own. So now we've retaliated against each other with our own versions of Brazilian slides. Orman kind of recollects himself. Bennyworth underneath Ike at the tri-oval. Going to move him up to 8th if he stays down. There he goes. He's going to stay low going into 1. We'll get that position. But he floats up high through 1 and 2 because of the dirty air. Looking for a cleaner line. And he gets that spot. Wags leading by 7/10 at the moment. 50 of 200. Quarter of the way done. Santos and Orman. Orman down low, and he clears him this time in the 1.
Lucas Santos and Gary Lauren have been battling for a couple laps as well now. Those guys are 8/10 behind Craig Forsyth, so now I think they're slowly settling into a rhythm again, as Lucas is behind Gary now. So those guys are going to set sail and try to catch those guys back up again. Mason Mitchum running in P16 in his first start, running with the Votive Racing team. Shane's already out, but Mason doing a pretty decent job at the moment.
Yeah, he's kind of got a little bit of a Renault Formula One delivery on his.
Exactly what it's inspired on.
Yeah. Now
I was actually going to notice that too.
I warned Shane about the myth of the green car. I warned him, and he's like, "Nah, it's all good. Nah, it's all good."
Shane was too busy drinking from a green can. Is all I can say.
But Shane, you might maybe make that green, maybe white, or I don't know. Just I'm telling you, it is bad juju. Unless it's British Racing green. There's Mason.
I do like how Wagner is pulling away from Seb now.
Yeah, he is. And he's a leader by now 9 over Wagner. Now a 2nd. And here's the battle between some big sluggers as well. Orman now up to O'Sullivan in 3rd. And to the outside. Whoa! He tucks back in, but crosses under him. Now he's on the low side going to the 3. We're looking at two guys that might be at the end of this race. Leaders in the points championship. We'll see. Jesper started off this season winning the first 2 races and 3 of the first 4. Then he won a couple weeks ago. It's in September. It seems like a couple weeks ago, but it's only a couple races ago. But in September 21st, the race at Nashville, he won there. In fact, the last 4 races have been either won by an Altina Auto Sport car or an IAR car.
And it wasn't me.
No.
But yeah, Jesper needs to make up 33 points to Liam in the championship, and let's see, 28 to me. Well, that's going to be easy for him to do in this race, but Liam might be a tougher cookie than that, so it's going to be interesting to see how those guys are going to play the rest of this race, because Liam right now right behind Jesper. I'm not sure if he's going to want to sit behind him or not. Knowing Liam, I think ideally he'd like to be in front, so he can try to defend as hard as possible. Because I know Liam likes to defend a little bit, but let's see how this run is going to play out first with the tire wear.
And then we'll see what happens when Jesper gets up to Seb. That'll be a battle of teammates. But we got Bart splitting them right now. Welcome, we mentioned Bart, one of the old school OG guys here in the league.
He's actually making a really rare start in the series.
And lets the leaders go on by, and that allows Orman kind of to pull away a little bit from Sullivan. So now we'll see what happens when Jesper gets up to his teammate Seb. Are they going to battle it out, or they're going to flip a coin for it or something with teammates and see what happens? Knowing them, they're going to battle it out. Benny Worth to the inside of McNeely. Gonna move Benny Worth up to 7th. Oh! That was pretty close. Benny Worth recovers, tucks back in, and says, "I'm gonna reset." Oh, and McNeely gonna get caught behind Bart. They're gonna go 3 wide of the 1. Benny Worth clears this time. That cost McNeely the position to move Bennyworth up to 7th. Yeah, now Bennyworth back on the outside. Or, McNeely back on the outside. Special delivery trying to send it on the outside. Lots of room they're giving each other to tri-oval. Bennyworth not going to the bottom, actually trying to crowd a little bit, about a half lane off the bottom. These two battling out. This is like the last lap for these guys. We're only 63 into this.
I just hope McNeely knows not to turn right on the back straight like I did. Still can't believe I did that, seriously. Patrick is running, by the way, so that is good to see. He's 3 laps down, he's running around 6/10 off the pace, but at least he is still in it, so that's worth absolutely nothing, but yeah.
Bart's there in the Felix Rosenquist looking entry. I think this battle between Bennyworth. And now we got a battle between Murph and Santos. Now Murph, as the runs go on, we've seen throughout the season, as runs go longer, the car comes to Murph. And here we see another example of that. Very late in the run, we're 33 laps into the run. We expect about another 20 laps before they have to hit pit road, give or take, depending on what they're saving right now. And Murph now putting the attack on Santos, although Santos looks like he's recovered a little bit, pulled away. Murph is going to catch back up here, vying the draft Also getting a good run through 1 and 2. Everybody needed the bottom. Millward and Evans in a battle back there going into turn 1 and 2. Now Millward and Mitchum. They go around Bart.
Yeah, Gary, you mentioned Murph being really good on his tires. Basically, the entire top 6 is excellent on tire saving and still being fast. And I would also say Gary Lovren is really good at tire saving. Maybe not doing it while being as quick, but he is still pretty good on his stuff. And look for those guys to really shoot up towards the front of the field. I would also say Edson knows how to do it. Doesn't always decide to execute it that way, let's say. But he does know how to do it, so maybe put him in the mix as well. But I do think that those 6 guys, and then Edson perhaps, should be in a pretty good spot at the end of this thing.
I think Edson's the master of the short fill. He knows how to get just enough fuel in that car to get it to where it's going to optimize its speed and get it to the next stop that he needs to make it. He does it very well at the EW12. And now there's a bit of a bubble between Santos and Murphy. Sullivan sticking right with Jesper. Kinder around Christensen for 11th. We got a moment. Let's get a shout out in for the Votive Racing League. Today's Kentucky Derby 300 is brought to you by the Votive Racing League. If you're looking for some fun and competition to add to your Wednesday nights, the Votive Racing League has you covered. Votive has set their sights on 2 goals: to build a strong community that just enjoys racing, and a melting pot of different skill levels and backgrounds. It doesn't matter if you're an IndyCar, stock car, F1, or sprint car fan, Votive wants to see you join, compete, hang out, and most importantly, have fun. If you want good, clean, and close open-wheel racing, kind of like what you're seeing right now, then look no further than the Votive Racing League. To learn more, join their Discord server. Link is in the description. They're the sponsors today of Indy Derby 300 here at Kentucky.
And we are about 10 laps away from green flag pit stops, if it stays green, that is. But it's looking likely. Everybody pitted on lap 33, I believe. So
yep.
50 laps would be lap 83. So yeah, 10 laps from now, you'll probably see most of the field pit at the same time. Maybe go a lap or 2, 3, 4 at most longer.
Liam around Jesper, so move him back to 3rd. As mentioned in the ad read there, Votive will return back to Wednesday nights. And it'll be Mark Murphy, who is currently 5th in this race. And Erik King is sitting right next to us here in the booth for the call on that. They're over there on P1. So make sure to head on over to P1 and subscribe to the channel. You won't miss out on the Votive season when it starts up here just after the start of the new year. Race 1 for Votive tentatively starting on January 8th at 8 p.m. Also starting January 8th, it's a Formula Indy Series. They return for Season 7. They'll also be on Wednesday night, so we'll have IndyCar double headers starting Wednesday nights, January 8th through pretty much most of the remainder of the winter into the spring and into early May. So if you're looking for IndyCar action on iRacing, look no further than P1 on Wednesday night, starting at the start of the new year. The action
3 laps to go, Murphy got by Santos.
Yep, and the action is on the racetrack. I was getting ready to say, but the action right now is on this racetrack as Edson gives up a spot to Murph. As we were talking about who can get better performance out of these really used tires at this point, 45 laps into this. Next time you will
still controlling the pace.
What's that?
Wagner is still controlling the pace out in front. He's really doing a good job of keeping Seb around a second behind him.
Yep. The next time you'll catch us calling a VOR race coming up will be November 15th. We will be calling the DW12 race at Phoenix. It'll be Phoenix weekend, and then on the 16th, we'll have 250 laps at Phoenix for the IR18, the IndyCar Series, for the IndyCar Championship. The next time we'll be on when VOR will be live. Right now, the action is on the racetrack. Alexander is second to Wagner. Then O'Sullivan third. Orman is now back to fourth. Murph in fifth. So we have IAR cars in second, fourth, and fifth. Santos sixth. Bennyworth seventh. Ike eighth. McNeely ninth. Strauss 10th. And as Julie mentioned, pit stops are very, very, very close now.
Yes, and Strauss to the inside for turn 1 on McNeely to move up into 9th place. I think Wagner is going to be one of the first, if not the first, to pit, because he's been out in front pretty much since the restart. So I think he's going to pit in the next lap or two.
Keep an eye on Wags as Forsyth now up to 11th after having to go all the way to the back of the pack after contact during that first incident. Had to get a new front wing, had a little bit of repairs done, but seems to be no worse for wear as the Friday winner here has moved up to 11th. Millward Evans in a battle back for 17th. Millward moving him up to 17th. And expecting Wags to come down pit road any time now.
Yep, there he is. He's going to come into the pits this lap. He just called it out. So that's going to be the first stop of the green flag stop of the day, I should say.
And we did see quite a few drivers practicing green flag pit stops during practice, so probably a very good idea. Watching the pit entry.
Jordan Evans in, Hugo Gallis is going to come in, as well as Adam Millward next time by.
Yeah, because you mentioned practicing the pit entry. There's not a lot of room between the exit of 4 and the actual start of the lane.
Yeah, you got to get down to 45 miles per hour very, very quickly. Seb staying out. He'll lead another lap here as he picks up the lead with Wags getting the pit stop. And so it's Alexander, O'Sullivan, Orman, Murphy. And now we got Santos up to 5th. Bittyworth up 11 spots to 6th. Andreas Ike now 7th. Strauss up 10 spots to 8th. Craig Forsyth. Well, he's only up 4 spots, but really he's gone to the back and is now moved up to the middle. Kinder and McNeely. Kinder was all over the attenuator of McNeely coming off a 2. And now he passes McNeely. I think McNeely's coming to pit road. He's down on the apron, trying to slow down. Very twitchy, very, very twitchy down there. Dirty apron. He comes down, hits the cones at the right speed. All he needs to do now is make sure he follows the VOR pit policies. He's doing a good job staying. Yep, there he goes. Is that good, Julian?
I was actually watching Matt Wagner because I heard him talk on the radio and I was looking what went wrong, if anything. But he's good, I believe. Just communicating with Forsyth about who should lead the way, I believe that was.
Okay.
So Forsyth going to pit in a lap or 2, I would say, as well as Liam O'Sullivan.
Here's Seb coming in right now as Liam right now. Jesper staying out. Murph staying out. Santos staying out. So the top 3 of the last 3.
Lovren gonna pit from P11 as well. Oh, it's a bit quick, is he? Oh,
he's got it. He's got it. Mitchum as well. And Orman now in the draft of Bennyworth, getting some free mileage here late in the run. They stay out for another lap. Murph on pit road, scheduled stop. Santos right behind him, scheduled stop. Ike has not stopped. So Ike, Forsyth, Orman, to nobody's surprise, these are the guys that are saving fuel. I mentioned during the DW12 race, there's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and Craig Forsyth saving fuel. And do we see Jesper make that duck down the pit road coming off the banking here in turns 3 and 4? He does. He is coming down the pit road right now. Handles it very, very well. Gets down to the 45 miles per hour before getting to the cones. Now do we see Craig Forsyth do the same thing, or does he stay out one more? No, he's slowing down. He's coming to pit road as well. We watched him making green flag pit stops during practice as well. We know that he has had those in mind. But here's Wagner. He will assume the lead there as soon as he comes back around.
So 57 laps is the fuel save window. So if you save fuel, you can make it 57 laps. Which is a little bit more than I calculated originally, but...
Not bad.
I think that the worn tires definitely helped in that, because the pace is slower anyway, so... Forsyth off and away.
Wagner around Orman, Alexander around Orman, and Sullivan around Orman. But Orman rejoins in 4th. That kind of where he was before, but he's up 20 spots. Murph back to 5th, Santos 6th, Bennyworth 7th. Ike and Forsyth. Forsyth's losing some spots as he's trying to come up to speed. He's back to 11th now, so he's kind of right back to where he... when he pitted, and when the pit stops were starting, he was kind of right in that 10th, 11th spot anyways. He didn't really gain anything, but didn't lose anything. 93 of 200, quickly coming up to the halfway point. If you're just joining us, this is Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR IndyCar Series. Coming to you from Kentucky Speedway for the Votive Indy Derby 300. We've completed now 94 of 200 scheduled laps. Your leader is Matt Wagner. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race.
Yeah, Jesper knows he has a 2-second gap to close, because he is really pushing hard right now to get back up to that little pack of cars. As he just went around Dan Inch for not a position.
Just
but,
track position, yep.
Track position, yes, that's what I was going to say. Thank you, Gary.
No problem.
Couldn't find the words.
So Vazzi's car is repaired, back underway. He's on the racetrack right now. He is currently back in 20th spot.
Not exactly sure what is happening to Adam Millward, because he did seem to be pretty competitive from the early stages of the race before that second yellow came out.
I think used tires and a long run might have...
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go back and see.
You noticed in practice, he definitely had pace. And he's getting better on these ovals.
Okay, I was suspecting a bit of damage from our incident, but he did not even get close to hitting any of us, so yeah, a bit puzzled where his pace is. But Bart Feuerstein is now out of the race.
Liam around Seb for 2nd. So we have Team Watson in 1st. We have AA in 2nd, and IAR, excuse me. Yeah. See, even I have a problem saying things. It is 3rd, and Jesper also IAR car in 4th, and 5th, Murph. Leaner Energy in 6th. Bennyworth up 10 spots to 17th. Strauss around McNeely for 9th. McNeely having a good showing for his first race here in the league. Special Delivery is up to 10th. He's improved himself 4 spots.
Yeah, Liam is one of those real life drivers who came into the league like Liam. So I expect Liam McNeely the other Liam, to pick up the pace pretty quickly here in this series. Looking to do the final 4 races at least, and potentially next season as well. I heard from the other Liam O'Sullivan. So hopefully we see those people like Liam McNeely and Griffin Yellen stick around for next season as well. Gary, if you could you talk about next season? Whilst we're on topic anyway.
Yeah, well, we got time here as everyone's kind of settled into a bit of a rhythm here. Wagner leading by 2.8 seconds right now, which might as well be 2 laps considering how close everyone seems to race here. But let's bring up the upcoming schedule for season lucky number 13. Did you think you'd be around for 13 seasons when you started doing all this stuff?
Honestly, I didn't even think we'd make it past the first season without that.
Well, here is
Gateway season 2 happened, so I don't know.
And here is your season 13 schedule that will start January 11th for the IndyCar Championship, season 13. Texas, Watkins Glen, Milwaukee, Iowa, Montreal. Then we will do 2 weeks at Indy for qualifying and the 500-mile race. Then we will go to Nashville, Long Beach, Homestead, and wrap up at Auto Club Speedway. There'll be 2 500-milers and a 300-miler on the schedule. Actually, 2 300 miles because I get Nashville's at 299, and Texas will be 300 miles. So a pretty diverse, and if you're into longer races, you don't like the sprints, you like the marathons, you want to check this out. The VOR IndyCar Championship Series 13, Season 13. There it is on your screen.
You know, maybe with all the bad luck in seasons past, Season 13 could be my lucky season.
You want to paint your car green while you're at it?
No.
Okay.
No. It's not on brand here.
Let's just throw everything into the air. Let's go green car, Season 13. We'll paint a black cat on your car.
If we really want to cap it up, we should also just replace Homestead with Atlanta, so we have 2 tracks with green walls on the schedule.
There you go.
But going back to Wagner and oh Jesus, 3.8 seconds. Wagner is really going for it now, trying to go as fast as possible. So he is definitely sure that he can make it. Shouldn't be really a question anyway, because of the 2 yellows that we had. It should be a 3-stopper. So 2 more.
Yeah, he's led 63 laps today. It doesn't think he's led that many, but he sure as heck has.
Oh, I say that. Yeah, he has to do 115 laps.
Yeah, that math doesn't work very well.
No, he would have to save because the longest green flag stint with fuel saving was 57. So that would be 114, so he would be a lap short. So that explains why he's really going for it. He knows he cannot make it, in fact. So he's just going as fast as possible, trying to open up the gap.
Yeah, it's 4.2 seconds now.
This does really put Liam in an awkward position though, because he has to save fuel, whilst also keeping his championship rival Jesper behind him. Now, it is lucky for both of them that I'm not in it anymore, so that's one less person for them to worry about. But in Liam's case, being my teammate, I think he's going to keep an eye out on Jesper as best as he can. But he's basically defending from 3 IAR cars, and that's not going to be easy for the final 90 laps. I can tell you that much.
That's like that's as the other sport that Ryan and I like to talk about, wrestling. That is a handicap match for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got his hands full, but with the fuel tank that he has, he's got his hands empty now because he needs to make that fuel. So.
Well, here is Jesper to the low side through 1 and 2. He's going to pull that position off. Now, can Jesper reel in Wags, or simply does Jesper go, you know what, that guy's going to have to stop. I'm going to run my pace to hit my number, and I'll eventually pass that guy when he rolls the with pit road.
Wouldn't surprise me if Liam just lets him go here as well, because Liam did pit about 5 or 6 laps earlier than Jesper. So even though Liam can theoretically make it on fuel, he will probably want to shorten his final stop as best as he can, so he can be in and out quicker, compared to those around him like Wagner and Alexander. So.
Liam went 56 laps on the last stint. Jesper went 59.
I was about 2 laps off, but close enough.
It just seems like 5 laps. They're going so fast around here at this 1.5-mile oval.
This is one of the better tracks, though. So, Ryan, let's bring you into this conversation. What do you think about IndyCar needing to go back to Kentucky in real life? I think it would be a great race in real life.
Yeah, it would be a great race in real life, especially with the current cars, the IR18. And like even geographically, it makes so much sense because this track is in northern Kentucky, pretty much. I think the closest big city to this track is Cincinnati, Ohio, and it's effectively, to use old school wrestling terms, it's in IndyCar's territory. It makes all the sense in the world for them to be racing here.
Maybe you know a bit more about the track state, but I do know NASCAR owns it. Do you know anything about that side? About them perhaps blocking or welcoming a return for IndyCar?
Well, what has come out recently in the lawsuit against NASCAR over the charters is that NASCAR's agreements with its own tracks, when with SMI, includes a clause stating that they have the right to effectively block out any IndyCar dates at their facilities.
So it specifically mentioned IndyCar.
Yes. So effectively, like any series, like any televised racing series, which it's only a handful that are not owned by IndyCar.
And now you know why I have aggression toward NASCAR. People, I don't like the way you talk about NASCAR. This is why I have aggression against NASCAR.
Is this why you dropped those 2 NASCAR leagues, Gary?
One was going to be dropped regardless.
I'm just messing with you. But Jesper eating into Wagner's lead a little bit. He's already gained around 5-6 tenths now, so Jesper definitely upping the pace, and Liam is struggling to keep up a little bit. He's around 8 tenths behind Jesper, so not really a good position for Liam to be in right now. He wanted to save fuel behind Jesper, but he can't because he has to go fast to even keep up. So it will be interesting to see how Liam's strategy is going to play out like this.
And if you wonder where the leader is in opposed to Jesper, there it is, that tiny car that just crossed the start-finish line there. Right in front of him going in the 1 right now, that's your leader. That's how far he has to go. But right now, he's kind of using one of your guys to get a little bit of a run down the backstretch. Lover stays high. And clear. .122 of 200. We're just kind of in a rhythm now. We're watching close battles as they occur on the racetrack. Another battle right now between Murph and Santos is starting to heat up a little bit. Alexander and Liam O'Sullivan starting to come into focus a little bit more as well. Well, we're kind of waiting for the next round of pit stops, and you know what? They go so fast around here. I mean, we're only looking at 25-second laps, 24-second laps that they click off rather quickly. Pit stops could be occurring in about the next 20 laps or so. Oh, Liam kind of up in the gray and maybe even kissed the wall a little bit.
Oh, just a big brush.
Yeah, it gets really tempting late in runs to try to keep your lap speeds low. Well, keep your lap times low. And even though your tires are getting worn, you have less least amount of grip you're gonna have, you really, really want to push the car.
Yeah, the gap is hurting already though, because he just lost a second to Jesper. His lap speeds don't look too terrible though. 25.3 is more or less the same as Seb Alexander.
Yeah.
Let's see what Jesper's... He's around half a tenth off of Jesper's lap.
Now Jesper's a 25.2. So you were talking about, Ryan, you were talking about kind of how Cincinnati and Indy kind of are in the same market. It used to be back in the day when Mark Schott owned the Cincinnati Reds, she considered Indianapolis her market. Even though Indianapolis is a bigger city population-wise than Cincinnati, but they still have the Major League Baseball team. And when Indianapolis was actually in the running for either the relocation of the Giants or relocation of the Pittsburgh Pirates, this is back in the late 80s, she said that there would never be a pro baseball team in Indianapolis over her dead body. Her exact words.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, Edson Santos in the wall. Oh, that was big time. He is completely out of it now. Wow.
Let's watch out what happened. He washed up. Yeah, that's a 1-hit, 2-hit. Oh, yeah, and he washed up because that was Gallus and Salvazzi, dirty air, and he's trying to shake that off right now.
Yeah, I would be amazed if he gets away with that hit.
Yeah, like at least his wheels, he has to have some form of wheel damage.
I do hear his tires screech a little bit, and the body language of the car is looking a little bit looser, so maybe it's doable. It probably won't be the fastest and the best on tires, but right now he is passing Hugo.
25.3 last time by. Let's watch how he tracks. Tracking pretty straight down the back stretch.
Let me whip out my new Xbox controller and check the damage, Gary.
Rolling out of it a little bit. I think he's kind of taking it easy through 3 and 4. And he's really not too far from a pit stop. So if he can make it to his window, maybe they can assess what damage he has, if anything. He probably would feel better if there was at least a pit stop in his future a lot closer for doing a heavy-duty attacking here. But he is looking at the backside of Salvazzi at the moment.
Interesting. I don't even see any damage on his car.
Wow.
That's interesting. Am I on the right lap? Oh, I am. Wow. No visible damage on Santos's car.
And we're getting ready to cross the 200-mile mark here. Get a close-up of Santos's car. Here's the side that made contact with the wall. And remarkably looks clean. So maybe a bullet's been dodged by our driver who's in 6th place at the moment. Meanwhile, up front, Matt Wagner, leader by 3.5 over Jesper Orman.
Oh, really close again to the wall is Santos. Bennyworth on the inside now. Is that?
Yeah,
Is that somebody else?
No, that is
yeah.
Bennyworth. He gets the position, move Bennyworth up to 6th. So Santos might have some damage that is unseen, and that is costing him a little bit of pace. 25.8 last time. Everyone in front of him 25.2, 25.1, 25.3s. So he is a little off the pace, not a lot, just a little bit. Let's see this lap this time by 25.5. Again, little off the pace, not a lot, just a little bit.
Wagner gonna come into the pits this lap.
Gonna be lap 51 coming to 52 for Wagner. He's gonna have to still make another stop. Probably in the 180 neighborhood.
Ooh, that was very close.
That
to
was
making it.
fast. That was very, very fast.
He actually went under the speed limit, so he is good. Shouldn't be a penalty for him.
Bennyworth, pit road. He's in his stall right now. He came a lap earlier. Like everyone's obeying the VOR pit road procedures. Wagner and Murphy now on pit road.
The gap between Jesper and Liam has stabilized at the front, by the way. It's still 3.5 seconds. It's been that way for about 10-15 laps at this point. So as long as it doesn't get any larger, Liam should still be in the fight. Provided he nails the pit cycle, of course. He's got Seb Alexander right behind, who is saving a bit of fuel behind Liam, I would suspect. To go a little bit longer, maybe get lucky with the yellow to put IR12. I would say that is going to be his strategy, or their strategy. As Murphy did already pit.
Yep.
He is now running a lap down, so yeah, he is the first of the IAR cars to pit. Now remember, Liam is the only AA car up in the front pack, so it's him against them basically, with Edson and Andreas behind as well. But that gap is around 6.5 seconds. So I don't think Santos especially is any worry for Liam and the AAR cars.
We're going to have a battle here, though. There it is. Here comes Seb Alexander to the inside. 3 wide because you had Hugo Gallas coming up the speed off of pit road. Seb does not want to wait for the exchange of pit stops. He wants this track position now. In front of Liam is another teammate, and he can ask for a little help if he needs to. Have Gary give him a little help from the draft. Gary's just going to duck out of the way.
Yeah, he's pitting, so he's going to move out of the way, like you said.
So both these cars 52 laps into their stint, now 53. They both did 56 last time.
And that little scuffle already cost Liam 0.9 of a second to Jesper. So the gap went from 3.5 to 4.4 in the space of a lap and a half.
Now these Indy cars have you need to keep the momentum up so much. And just cracking the throttle is effectively hitting the brake with all the downforce that even in this super speedway configuration, they don't produce nearly the downforce they normally do with the larger wings. But even with so much downforce he produced, it's just like hitting the brake when you come off the throttle.
Wagner for position 1 lap down to the inside of Mason Mitchum in turn 1. And now Mason is going to pit. So
yeah, Mitchum coming in for schedule.
And now Mitchum pit as well. Kinder is in. O'Sullivan is going to come into the pits this time around as well.
And yeah, there's Matthias Strauss coming off of pit road, so he needs to get around him. It does midway through the backstretch. And now he needs to come down pit road off the banking and have no one run him over in the process. And does he get to the... Whoa, that was close. That was close, but that was fast. Here comes Ike coming to pit road. Meanwhile, Jesper getting more free mileage, sitting behind Salvazzi. Right now it's Orman, Alexander, now Santos up the third, Forsyth fourth. Wagner, he made his stop. He's the first of everyone, but we think he needs to stop again. So he's in fifth right now. Murph is in sixth, so Murph is come out in front of Liam.
Santos is in there.
Santos looking for his spot here on pit road. Slides in a little bit. Now, does he have any damage they're going to look at, possibly repaired during the stop? We'll see. Right now, it looks like everything is scheduled at this point. 7 seconds already in the box. 9.5 in the box. So, caution on the racetrack. Where?
Oh, Edson did not beat the pace car out. I was about to say he did, but Edson... Oh, now he's being waved by again. Okay, he did. I was about to say, okay. That would have been really unlucky if Edson got caught behind the pace car right when it came out.
Still trying to figure out what happened. Was it...
I think,
I'm helping you look, Gary.
yeah, it seems Seb Alexander stopped on track.
Oh! That is a wheel disconnect. Right there. Yep, wheel completely to the left.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh. And then how that didn't smack the inside wall. But let's watch this again. So this is how we know, is watch when the hands cross up here. That is a wheel DC. This is what we call a mechanical. And Hugo gets lucky. He passes right in the nick of time. Watch when he turns. And then see how the hands cross up? That is a wheel disconnect. And how no one else was on. Ooh, Wags was almost in that. He comes to the inside, and then there's another car that's going to pass him on his right here really fast. They're coming up to speed. Not sure who that was. Okay, that would have been Mitchum. But that's going to be day done for Seb Alexander, who qualified on the pole and led a lot of this race.
I guess it's a good thing we're on an oval, so he was turning left while it disconnected and not right, so... Could have been much worse for the entire pack.
No, without a doubt.
So Seb led 40 of 147, and the day is done. Not the day he would want. And I would be a little trouble having is that there's so many USB devices that we hook into our computer. Our wheel, our pedal, sometimes a set of headphones, other things that we plug in the USB. Sometimes USBs, for whatever reason, devices just disconnect out of the blue for no reason whatsoever. It requires just a ton of troubleshooting just to track some of that stuff down. Some of these newer motherboards that are out, especially the X670 architecture, they have more pathways for USB devices, and I would recommend something like that for a lot of people if they're thinking of a new motherboard. But best performance seems to be those with Intel processors, although lately the AMD processors have been better at dealing with multiple, and we're talking lots of USB devices. So unfortunately that is just a thing that he's going to have to troubleshoot and figure out what happened, make sure it doesn't happen again. But we can see it happen all the time, not just with wheels, but Julian, we've seen it with VR, we've seen it with pedals. Yeah, we've seen it, you name it, right down to the whole PC just shutting off for some people. So it takes a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of patience.
Thanks for giving me the Vietnam flashbacks there, Gary, with the PC shutting off.
That was a good race for me. That was a good race for me at Homestead, though. That was Oscar's VR dying. Yeah, that was Oscar's VR.
Right in front of me.
Right at the start of the race, going into turn one. Yes. That was a top 10 finish for me. I improved more than 20 spots in that race, so I liked that one. That was a good one. Anyways, Jesper Orman is your leader. All those cars in front of him: Santos, Bennyworth, Salvazzi, Santos. Let's see who else is in front of him. They all get wave arounds here. But right now, look who's second. I told you, Death, Taxes, and Craig Forsyth. You can count on them. Wagner, third. Murph, fourth. O'Sullivan is in fifth, as they're getting the wave around right now. Well, we'll reset the field as everyone has now come to pit road at lap 149. We should be good to go to the finish now.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. I'm going to say, is it going to be close for anybody? I don't think so.
No, 50 laps on the green, easy, yeah. While you're going flat out.
So we're already coming to a restart. It is Orman, Forsyth, Wagner, Murphy, O'Sullivan, Bennyworth, Santos, Ike, Strauss, and McNeely. And his first start, looking at a top 10 right now. But These guys in first, second, third, fourth. These guys have been in the community for 4 or 5 years. Many IndyCar starts between the top 4. Jordan Evans is in the kind of the middle there. He's a lap down. Green flag. He's actually 3 laps down. But he's got the track position that some people are going to get around him. There goes Wags around him. Murph will come with. Now Murph, he has a bunch of cars in front of him that are a lap down. Mitchum, Kinder, Lovern. So he's going to, oh, whoa, Murph almost into the back of Mitchum. All right, we should be a sprint to the end. Hey, Ryan, did you see that Joseph Newgarden on his YouTube channel? Here's a battle for third. And Wagner taking a look under Forsyth. And move that battle up, move Wagner up to second and Forsyth back to third. But on Joseph Newgarden's channel that he released the radio highlights and his in-car cams from the Indy 500?
No, I haven't seen that special edition of Admit 1 yet. Though I did see his Halloween costume where he decided to dress up as Homelander from the boys.
and I think Homelander for him is very appropriate. Because I keep saying he should embrace the heel role. But the great thing is it really sounds like us when we're spotting for our friends at the Indy 500. And that last 30, he goes, you know, you're good to go. You can push every lap from here. He's like 10-4.
Speaking of pushing, Wagner is really pushing to close the gap to Jesper. He's going for it. Only 7 cars on the lead lap. Pennyworth to the outside of Mitchum. I thought that was for position, but it's not.
Track position because Santos is hot on him right now. He wants to try to put as many cars between him and Santos. Orman, your leader. Wagner, we see him on Monday nights in the ISRA Truck Series. ISRA is going to be moving to the IR18s here soon, so we'll see him on IR18 Mondays for the ISRA Series. Also, he's one of the admins of the Area 51 IndyCar Series. So we know this guy has tons and tons of starts, and he's going against one of the big sluggers of the league or in the community here, Jesper Orman, and he's trying to cross over at the start-finish line and has the position going to the one on the bottom. Wags to the front. Now, can Jesper answer? And I think he can. He's going to the bottom. Swap again. All the while these guys are racing, is allowing Forsyth to get back into this. Today's Kentucky Derby 300 is brought to you by the Votive Racing League. If you're looking for some fun and competitive action to add to your Wednesday nights, the Votive Racing League has you covered. Votive has the sights on 2 goals: to build a strong community that just enjoys racing and to be a melting pot of different skill levels and backgrounds. It doesn't matter if you're an IndyCar, stock car, F1, or sprint car fan, Votive wants to see you join, compete, hang out, and most importantly, have fun. If you want good, clean, and close wheel-to-wheel racing like you're seeing right now, then look no further than the Votive Racing League. To learn more, join the Discord server. Link is in the description. They'll be on the P1 channel starting at the second week of January for their next second season. Votive Season 2.
Seb Alexander did turn a few more laps, by the way. He is 4 laps down at the moment, just pulled back into the pits. This might be day done for him now, unless he's taking a pit stop to the end. But I think it's the end of the race for him. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, gets a couple more laps in. Still watching this battle for the lead. The low line through 1 and 2 was always the better line, although we have seen a couple passes on the outside tonight. Here's Jesper to the inside, going down the backstretch. Now they're starting to pull away from Forsyth a little bit. He's 8/10 back.
Wagner and Orman still swapping positions.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I think they're kind of working together a little bit now. I think so. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like to me. They're just trying to pull away. Oh, going down to the apron. That is not working together. Wow. Had to catch my breath there. And Jesper has the roll out of it, so that's going to cost him a little bit of distance. And maybe move him back in the Forsyth's grasp.
Yeah, that move was never on. He wasn't even close to being alongside for turn 1, so bit interesting. But Wagner holds on, and yeah, Forsyth now back in it. Murph is 4 seconds back though, so not sure where that gap came from.
And that is the Votive schedule. I'll just pop that up on the screen real quick, and I'll pop it down. We'll show you later during the post-race more on the Votive schedule for Season 2. Shane just wanted me to get that in because he's paying for the race and all, or for the sponsorship. All right.
You know, he can still send me $50 for the race overall if he wants to.
Orman Wagner continued his battle up front, 168 of 200. Forsyth third. Murph, he's running all by himself in fourth, and he might be joined very soon by Liam. Edson seems to be back at pace with everyone else. Last time by for Edson, a 25.1, a 25.1. So he was in the same neighborhood as Liam and faster than Bennyworth, who's behind him. But whatever might have been wrong with Santos before maybe got fixed on pit road. Or maybe he's been able to just find adjustments in the car to get it to work better. And Bennyworth is in seventh. That is the last car on the lead lap. Bennyworth up 10 spots. Your big gainers on the day is Orman up 22, Forsyth up 10, Bennyworth up 10, Strauss up 10. He's in 8th. Lucas Santos up 12. He's in 13th. There he is. Just kind of hitting each spot one by one. Mainly his big hamper was starting at the tail end of the field on that quali ban.
Oh, Matt started to pinch Jesper slightly.
Oh, yes, we just got it there. That will get Jesper's attention. Jesper tries to cross over, go low.
I think it got Matt's attention that Jesper tried to go for the inside a few laps ago. That's why he's blocking it off so well now. It's experience versus experience out at the front. The top 5, really. Liam's been doing this for over a year now, so I would consider him to be pretty experienced at this point.
Oh, I mean, right now for the top 2, you're looking at hundreds of IndyCar starts combined, easily.
I would go as far as to say as thousands.
Possibly.
You know, Jesper actually ran in leagues like 15 years ago already. Not IndyCar, but racing leagues. So 15 years of experience goes a long way, even though it's a different sim and a different discipline of racing. It's like a career choice. You always take your experiences with you. Isn't that right, Gary?
That's right. You don't need certifications to tell you that, you know, that just says you can take a test. It's experience. And currently, IU leading Michigan State 23-10.
Ooh, great year for the Hoosiers.
And back again. We're just kind of letting this battle speak for itself. This is great racing between two very, very experienced racers.
And another thing this is allowing is for Murphy and O'Sullivan to close the gap to Craig, and for Craig himself to close the gap a little bit to the guys running for the lead right now.
Jesper's led 32 laps. Wagner's led 102. And Silvazzi coming off a pit road for his last stop. Oops. Get that off. Get that off. Let's do through the field while we got a chance here. Also, Jesper Orman and Wagner kind of have separated a little bit. So there's Jesper. Started 21st, currently first. Wag started on the front row. Got down to 15th at one point, but he is second. Forsyth is third. There's Murphy. He is fourth. Murph again, a very stereotypical Murph race. I have no pace. I'm not going to be very good. And then, lo and behold, he's in the top 5. And that's experience right there, too. He has a lot of starts in these cars. Liam O'Sullivan, he is back to 5th. Started 3rd. Edson, he's had an adventurous day, but he's 6th, and he's in a battle with Bennyworth. Bennyworth looking to the low side as I think Santos, the handling of Santos' car has gone away. There's contact between the two. Going to the one, and it's all over the place. Wow. Wow. That one deserves many looks. And there we see the push up the racetrack because he was following. I think he was following Lovern, and he got his wake in Lovern's wake. He wanted to come down to the bottom, but Bennyworth got there too quickly, and he just shut the door on Bennyworth going into one.
I think Edson and I are going to have a lot of fun starting from the back at Phoenix.
I was about to say, I wonder how the stewards are going to rule on this one. Can we watch from, let's go back a little bit longer, and let's watch from Santos's point of view. So there you see the car in front of him. I think that's Lover. That's just a bunch of dirty air that's coming off the car and just washing him up. He's trying to get going. Here's Bennyworth to the inside down here. Let's go to the
Oh, Wagner is the only person that stays out. So Forsyth, Murphy, O'Sullivan, and Orman all in the pits for fresh tires. Wagner is the only one that stays out.
I think you might be right. I think there might be a steward's ruling on that one. Oh. And Bennyworth, that's 2 races in a row for Bennyworth that he was running well, and then something happens towards the end that kind of takes him out of it. Last time, definitely at Pocono was his own fault. He sped on pit road. So let's reset the field, and you mentioned that Wagner chooses to stay out. Because, well, I mean, he's good to go to the end, and he doesn't think, he must think that track position is the key here. He was probably also thinking, damned if I do and damned if I don't. If I do come to pit road, maybe Orman stays out, so then I'll have to fight through all these cars in front of me for track position again to get back up to the leader, and there's less than 20 to go. There might not be enough time. But he does have a little bit of a wingman helping him out. He does have Strauss. Those are both Team Watson entries. I don't know if they're specifically racing for the Watson team together, but I wonder if they might be getting a little cooperation here. So Strauss right behind him. The Strauss, a winner earlier this season at Gateway. Maybe gives him a little bit of protection for a couple laps. We'll see. But Jesper Orman is going to... are we going to actually move everybody up now? Are we within that window that all the leaders are together? Or is Orman coming up to get a little gamesmanship on Murph or on Wags? Okay, I guess are we in that point in the race, Julian, where the top 10 can line up together?
Should be within 10 laps to go, but we are going to go green this time by.
Interesting. Okay. So it is Wags who did not stop. Orman with new tires. Forsyth with new tires. Murphy with new tires. Sullivan with new tires. Ike. He's back on the lead lap, and he has new tires. Top 6 on the lead lap. Here we go. It's going to be interesting. I don't think Wags is in a position or a good position. We see, I could be wrong.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are green here, hopefully for the final time, coming to lap 184. Sorry. Voice can only last so long with this excitement.
You want me to take it over and yell at the top of my lungs? Here goes Ben Wagner into turn 3. He's still in the lead. Oh my God, he's turning left.
And here is
really
Orman to the outside.
Fresh tires for Jesper. Gonna get a big run off the corner here. Should be a done deal on the outside in 3 and 4. And there we go.
And there's the clear. Now can Wags hold off and keep back Forsyth?
It's going to be a tall task, though. If I remember correctly, myself and a few others were in this exact position the last time we were here last season, and I didn't take tires, and I just dropped like a stone through the field, along with a few others. So I fear the same is going to happen to Wags here. But hopefully he proves me wrong here, and he can stay at the front, because he is looking for his first series win here tonight, but the odds not in his favor, at least.
Well, Murph around Forsyth. And now he might get a chance to attack Wagner. Look at his second, third, fourth, and fifth all right together. Each one has a different line.
Don't count out Liam, guys.
No, we're not. There he is. He's going to split he might split as Murph has now moved up to second. Did you see all the different lines they had going through 3 and 4? That was great.
Look at them spreading out again. Oh, Liam on the outside. Craig has to lift off.
And Wagner, in the period of just a handful of laps, goes from the lead and a potential win back to 5th.
So now Liam is going to try to chase down the Indy Alliance top 2 to try and keep them from scoring yet another 1-2 finish here tonight.
Now, Murph has not won this season, but he's in a number of P2 spots. He would like to get a win, especially against Jesper. And he's going to try on the outside, coming off a 2 down the backstretch. He will pull up 3/4 alongside Jesper going into 3. But he won't be able to get any further as he switches over now on the low side, coming off a 4. And he's going to have the position going in the 1 to possibly get the lead with 10 to go. And Murph not quite clear, but he has the lead. And you mentioned it, Julian. Here comes Liam. very quietly stalking these guys. Let's ride with them. Murph, a little bit of a bobble down low, but he's going to be clear. I thought Liam might try to follow him. Now we're going to go 2 wide going in the 3. Now it's almost possibly 3 wide in the 3. Orman going down low, getting the position back over Murph. Murph goes to the bottom. There's a block there by Orman, but that's a defensive block. It's all good. Now Orman knows that he cannot lit up the bottom in 1 and 2 at all. Here comes Liam to the underside of Murph. And he's going to get that position because he just followed. Well, he had to roll out of it. He had the position momentarily because he just followed Jesper on through. Now does he have enough time to get that momentum wrapped back up? Behind him is nobody. It's going to be between these 3. Wagner's fallen back to 1.8 behind this battle. And you mentioned it, Julian. That's new. That's what new tires do for you.
Mark again really close to Jesper, but Jesper being very generous on the amount of space he gives Mark. Of course, those 2 guys are teammates. But all their racing, of course, now the gloves are off for them as well. They're just going to go for their own results now. And Liam is so close to Mark here.
He was so close that he had to roll out of it a little bit going to 3 and 4. Or he wasn't going to make that corner without smacking the wall. Now he needs to build that momentum back up. 5 to go here at Kentucky. Still watching from the viewpoint of Liam O'Sullivan. Trying to reel these 2 in. He's got time. 4 to go. Murph getting a run on the outside now through 3 and 4. And that just cost him a lot of time. Now he's kind of back in the grasp of Liam. Three to go here at Kentucky. Jesper looking for his 5th win this season. It's a little close to the wall, a little bit of a twitch. Still has a comfortable lead, leads by 2. 2 to go.
Yeah, that's it. This is a race between Mark and Jesper now. Liam is out of it. He's too far back.
White flag in the air. Final lap. Does Jesper get win number 5 or Murph get win number 1? We'll see. They're cleanly through 1 and 2. Murph trying to get into the draft. He's going to go on one more time on the outside through 3 and 4. But I don't know if there's enough momentum up there, and time's running out. Jesper slams the door, and they're going to have a little bit of a drag race to the start-finish line, but it's going to be Jesper getting win number 5. Yet another bridesmaid finish for Mark Murphy in 2nd, and Liam O'Sullivan, well, he might be your new points leader. He is now 3rd. Forsyth 4th, Wagner 5th, Ike 6th. The IAR cars once again do a photo moment here. Jesper Orman, winner by 0.047 of a second to Mark Murphy. Liam O'Sullivan 3rd, about a half second back. Forsyth 4th, Wagner 5th, Ike 6th. Christensen, good run for him. He's up to 7th. Liam McNeely in his first start in the league. Special delivery, works his way up to 8th. Aiden with a top 10 finish. Hopefully everyone watching on his feed enjoyed that run. He's at 9th, Kinder in 10th. Strauss 11th, Santos 12th. Good finish for Santos with the qual band. Gallus 13th, Levern 14th, Mitchum 15th. Evans 16th, Salvazzi 17th, Inch 18th, Santos 19th, and Bittyworth in 20th. They were involved in an incident together. Seb Alexander with the wheel DC back in 21st. Bart taking his return back to the league here for the first time in a long time. 22nd, Julian 23rd, Griffin Yellen 24th, Shane Coker is in 25th.
In the meantime, I'm trying to get the standings with drop.
Okay. We're just queuing up some replays here so we can get into the booth here and interview our podium finishers, O'Sullivan, Murphy, and Orman. All right, let's get on into the booth there. Ike had the purple lap there towards the end. He had a 24.3, so a good recovery from him. In most part, he was a lap down for a long time. Let's bring up Liam O'Sullivan. Liam, welcome to the booth. We got your boss up here as well. He decided to join us after his early out, but you held the banner strong for the AA VOR team. Talk about your race. You had a shot there at the end, but it looked like the dirty air just was not agreeing with you trying to attack those two IAR cars there at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, the 12 car, 10 horsepower was strong all day long. Like, we were there at the front the whole time. I just got kind of had the pace to be there. It was just that yellow, the first one at the end of the flurry that came out really kind of didn't help me out because it came out at a point where I still had to fuel save, but everyone else could full push. So the people who pitted early could, and like were on the full push, could just basically go flat out. And then people who fuel save could go flat out. So I was in a position where I still had to save, so I had to get a few teammates to help me out and that. And then the second yellow came, which really helped me out and put me back in it. But yeah, I got a result which I think I deserved because I was kind of there the whole race. Just, it's so difficult at this track when the two guys in front of you running side by side, and especially teammates. It's just,
yeah,
you can't go anywhere. It's just a wall of dirty air. But I'll take the championship points with a P3 and head to, again, a track that's probably the weakest out of the last three for me. Try and keep on to what we got, and then Belle and Vegas should be strong ones for me.
Well, let's check out the points here real quick because they have been updated. And you are the leader by 20 over your boss coming into the closing stages here with 3 races to go. So we're going to have a one of a little bit of everything. We're going to have a kind of an intermediate super speedway to wrap the season up, a short oval, and a road course. And you're feeling pretty good at the last 2. So it might be a real play in the cards that you might be battling your boss in the final race at Vegas for this championship. How do you feel about that?
I actually more worried about, at the moment, after that performance, I know I'll be strong at Phoenix as well as Jesper, because that's without drop points and Julian was ahead of me already. So it's kind of, they need to be kind of worked out with the drop rounds taken in, because obviously Julian's here for everyone, so it's very different to the actual kind of picture in a way. Oh, they are worked out. You worked them out.
I sorted
nice.
it out.
Okay, 20 behind. So that's a lot more than I expected to be. to have more going into Phoenix than I want. So if I can somewhat hold that going into Belle, where I know I'll be strong, I'll be very happy with that position.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone to say hi to? Is mom and dad watching?
Mum, dad, granddad watching as usual.
Awesome.
Yeah, I also want to thank the flag man for the late 2 cautions there that got me back in it. Want to shout out again everyone at Tenor Autosport. Julian, obviously. I mean, it's been such a mega season for me. Building on year 2, I knew he'd be strong here. This was actually my first race last season ever in VOR, so I knew I'd be strong coming back to a track that I've been at before, which isn't actually something I've said a lot in VOR. But yeah, everything's been good. Also, want to give a shout out to first VOR race, Liam McNeely. He only lives like 20 minutes down the road from me. He's a USF 2000 driver for Jay Howard, and he went and finished 8th in his first one. Don't know if he's watching, but very good performance from him as well. Been helping him out. It's nice to see an improvement from him as well.
So we had a ringer out there. Okay, well, congratulations to you. Yeah, he did pretty good in his first race. So sporting the old Buc-ee's sponsorship, which we never talked about, Buc-ee. Hey, Ryan, you ever been to a Buc-ee's before?
I haven't been, but I'm very familiar.
Yeah, that is supposed to be one of the American, truly quintessential American experiences that everyone needs to experience when they come to America. It's going to a Buc-ee's. But anyways, Liam, a good win for you. You're in a great position here to finish up this season as a championship contender. So we're wishing you all the best. But thanks for being here. Congratulations. And we will catch you at the next one when we move on to Phoenix.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Julian, I don't know, you're muted right now, but I don't know if you checked out chat, but did you see one of the names that checked in very early?
I was not looking at chat, but I'm assuming the way you're telling it to me, it's my girlfriend.
No.
Oh, really? Is it not?
One Isaac Morris.
Oh.
Oh. Yes, a former winner of the VOR series.
Yeah, I guess. That's pretty cool. I haven't spoken to the guy in 3 years.
I think I shared a really quick DM back and forth with him, and that was it. But yeah, it's good to see Isaac kicking around, one of the all-time greats here of the series in the past. He had that one run where I think he started dead last in the field, and this was at Montreal, and by the end of the first lap, he was like 3rd or something like that. We have that video somewhere, but welcome, Isaac. It's been a while. Let's bring up our next finisher, which is Murph, and I gotta guess that Murph at some point is gonna feel tired about finishing second. So let's bring up Murph. Hey, Murph, we got you here in the booth. We got Gary, we got Ryan, we got Julian, now we got you finishing second yet again to a teammate. Now, I know you like protecting your teammate's 6, but at some point, you gotta want to win in one of these.
We race for it, man. Just the way that the dirty air works here, being behind Jesper, my tires just got a little bit too cooked, and I made it under him a couple of times. But what's rule 1, Gary?
Don't wreck your teammate.
What's rule 2?
See rule 1.
So there were a couple of those that I backed out. If that's not Jesper Orman on the outside of me, we're definitely going to be a lot more aggressive. But that's Jesper Orman to the outside of me. So when I felt the car start to slide up the track, you back out of that. You preserve the 1-2 and go on down the road. We scored a lot of good points today, and that's where Julian does the payouts at the end. And so hopefully we padded the team championship. Jesper and I gained a lot of points toward the ultimate goal, and that's the goal. One race doesn't matter. It's where you finish in the end.
Yeah, team championship looks like you guys have about a 58-point lead, give or take, over Altena Autosport, and you are solidly in 4th in the championship, only 42 behind the leader, so still in the battle with 3 to go at 2 tracks we know you're going to be very good at. We know you're going to be good at Vegas, and we know you're going to be good at Phoenix. The wild card, of course, is going to be good old Detroit in there, but Detroit's an oldie but a goodie. You might have a lot more experience there than you lead on, but you are definitely in the thick of this. with 3 to go. But you gotta have good finishes between now and the remainder of the season in order to be in that finals when we get to Vegas. How you feeling about looking at the points now going into these final 3?
I mean, I'd rather have this position than the one I had coming in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Picks up a ton on Julian. Jesper didn't get too far away. You know what I mean? We beat Liam, so finished ahead of Liam. So that's what you got to do. Detroit is the wild card. You know, thankfully, you know, I've got Seb Alexander and Sam Carosello and Kevin Burrell working with me almost daily now to get me better on road circuits. You know, I'm in this thing, you know, almost every night, you know, when the kids go to bed, working on turning right, because for me, that's the last frontier. And so if I can get anywhere close to near competitive on road courses, you know, those wouldn't be automatic drops. And, you know, you finish in the back half of the top 10 on the 3 road courses, that gives you 3 more mulligans. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep getting better. We're going to keep improving. And I don't look forward to Detroit, but I don't dread it as much as I once did. How's that?
I can understand that. Any other shout outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to? Yeah, you got to lead 1 lap out here, so overall, not a bad day, really. No,
I mean, first of all, I'd like to shout out the flag man also. Thanks to him for throwing that yellow. Those two, that last yellow saved my bacon. I was going to have to pit at about lap 190. So, thank the flag man for the yellow. Thanks to mom and dad that are watching at home. I know my mom's having a big party and I got to race on TV. So, you know, shout out to everybody out at the farm. And, you know, we run up front, we run good. We keep doing this. Good things happen. You know, so shout out to all them people. Thanks to you, Gary, and the rec. Hi, Ryan. Nice to be in the booth with you.
Yeah, nice to be back. I'm sure, you know, as you said earlier, you do what you can, you try to win, and we had a good year calling Votive today's race sponsor.
Yeah, we're gonna be back doing that next year, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
I'm looking forward to it. There's nothing if anybody wants, there's nothing more fun than listening to the Rec and I call a race like Uncle Bobby and Robin Miller from lawn chairs on top of the Turn 2 suites at the Speedway, because that's about what it's like, and it's a ton of fun, and I love doing it. So check that out on Wednesday nights, upcoming on our network. But man, just thanks to Black Magic Designs, Admin Box. I know Andy and them guys are watching. Shout out to Colby Pierce, man. So that guy won his first American Motorsports Association truck race at Martinsville. I got booted off. Andy got cleaned out. But Colby persevered through 4 overtimes and won the race. So absolutely awesome. Colby Pierce, well done, buddy. You deserve it. And congratulations on getting your first one. Again, Fish over at Admin Box, P1 Broadcasting, you, Gary, Ryan. Thanks to Julian for putting on this league. It's a ton of fun. And go talk to Jesper, man. Hopefully he gives you a good interview instead of the Kimi Räikkönen one this time.
I did good. I won. And again, just a reminder, it will be Murph and Ryan in the booth for the start of the next Votive season, which will be on January 8th at Fontana. If you're interested in joining and you like what you see here, you're going to get much of the same type of quality and overall fun and entertainment in the Votive League. Just join their Discord server. Link is in the description. And you can learn more about the Votive League. But it will be Murph and Ryan calling the action over on P1 when they start up on January 8th. But until then, Murph, you and I will definitely talk later. But congratulations on the P2.
Now,
and we'll catch you in the next one. Yeah.
About that Wednesday night deal, that's an immediate jump in talent because I won't be on the track. So y'all are in good shape if you want to see some quality racing for sure.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. We will catch you at the next one.
See you, Gary, man.
See ya.
Thanks, man.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring up Jesper. And looking in chat, Wag said that he blew this basically. So unfortunately, yeah, that's what happens. He threw this one away. So we'll ask Jesper, when we bring him in, here he is. Jesper in the booth with us. Jesper, last caution. Wag stays out. That surprise you?
Yeah, actually, it did. I was thinking there to myself, okay, we got 20 laps to go. I basically had no choice but to pit there, because if I wasn't going to pit, people were going to, overtake me on fresher tires.
Yeah.
So I much prefer those kind of calls when I literally have no choice. I was pretty surprised to see him stay out. Okay, he gambled on like lap cars staying out. Even if it was like 4 or 5 lap cars there, I probably would have gotten him. I can see why he did it, but
so there was no question. There was no question you were coming in regardless. So if he's not thinking in his head that, well, if I go to pit road, he's going to just stay out and pick up the track position. So no. you were coming to pit road regardless.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer.
Talk about the rest of your race. Started in the back, had the qual ban, but moved up relatively fairly easily. This is another racetrack, kind of like Texas, where we mentioned that you are the Texas Whisperer. This is kind of opposite of Texas. This place kind of agrees with your driving style, does it not?
Absolutely. I love these 1.5 miles. It is 1.5 miles, yeah?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, I love these types of tracks. Okay, it's 3 and 4. It's a bit tricky, especially with the wind today. But I was able to, get the car down low to the apron there. Most of the time, it's pretty tricky. Just a matter of, just look ahead of you, what's going on, and just if you see anything that's even close to a wreck, just back off. I got lucky there. There was a wreck in front of me, and I cleared it. And from then on, I was like, I was looking pretty good. So there's 2 things I'm thinking about. I was behind Aiden Millard, chasing him down, and I kind of overpushed a little out of 2, hit the wall twice actually, and I just felt from that point that I was down on power, like I had some kind of wheel damage or something, because my car felt so tired all the time. I couldn't catch people as easily as I was prior to like those first 20 laps. So that had me a bit worried. But at the same time, I was making very good fuel mileage. Went, I think, 3 laps longer than everyone else except Forsyth, who also was damaged, by the way. And then on that second long stint, I also was staying out much longer than everyone else. And a yellow comes out as I'm about to pit. I think Seb had an issue there with his wheel. That sucked. But I basically had the race won until that yellow, because I could make the fuel save, and I think no one else could. Maybe Seb, he was behind me. Maybe Liam, when he was behind me. Maybe Forsyth, but he had damage. So I was good there. So when the yellow comes out with 20 to go, I'm pretty worried, because in my head I have wheel damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, but luckily I had my teammates work his way up there, Mark, and okay, well, we were working together, obviously.
Of course.
At the same time, at the same time, we wanted it to be like it shouldn't be a multi 21, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He should be able to fight it. So like, he overtook me, and then we kind of struggled a little bit, and he had a problem with his hand or something. So we decided he would back off, and then we will just be in control of P1 and P2, and then if Liam ever got close, we would do what you do.
Right.
And then on the last lap, basically it was whoever was going to go first over the line was going to win. And well, it's kind of hard from P2 actually to overtake if P1 actually defends. So yeah, but I'll take it. I needed it. I need to catch Liam in the championship, but he finished P3, which was a good finish for him. So I congratulate him.
So yeah, that's another little known unknown stat now. I don't know if you're paying attention or I'm paying attention. This is your 5th win this season, 15th win overall in VOR, and that puts you 2 behind tying Alex Van Asant on the all-time wins list here. in the series. So we might see you actually get up there with 3 races left, and 2 of them at ovals, which we know you're going to be good at Phoenix and Lost Wages there. So yeah, a number to shoot for here for this season, and then maybe get it in the next season.
For sure. I love breaking records. DDS is a great guy. But yeah, I mean, if I continue on this pace, I think it's inevitable. But yeah, I love VOR. The competition has become a lot better the last couple of seasons. Julian is doing a great job. I like his officiating. He's pretty harsh with penalties, and like, yeah, it's getting cleaner and cleaner. So
yeah, it was
a
3,000 strength of field just for a league race today. So, and again, a lot of that has to do with you and Mark and Liam and Craig and Matt, with just being so many official iRacing starts. But yeah, you guys helped make that a good strength of field number. But shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go celebrate this 5th win of the season for you?
Oh, you guys, thanks for broadcasting and everything. And shame about Seb. He was probably gonna be locking up that podium for us there. But
that looked like almost a sure thing. Yeah, he had a lot of pace today.
Yeah, definitely. He's improving, and lately very fast.
Yeah.
So it's very impressive to see.
Congratulations. We'll catch you in a couple weeks at Phoenix.
All right, man. See ya.
See ya. And let's bring him on down there to waiting room. And that is it for us. Before we go, one more time, I do want to bring up a couple of graphics. So we are making sure that we promoting everything here. And there is the, once again, here is the upcoming schedule for Season 13. That will start January 11th at Texas. Again, if you're interested in being a part of VOR, the VOR IndyCar Series and IndyCar Championship, make sure you join the Discord and learn more there. Link is in the description. And that is starting January 11th. And then the Iconic Series. This is a free series that you could join as well. Of course, the car comes with the your subscription to the service. All you have to do is make sure you have the tracks and just the tracks and the talent to have fun. And they will start January 10th. That is their schedule for the Iconic Series. And another series that you'd like to check out. And do I have it here in the list here? No, I don't. It's the Sprint Series. And to learn more about the Sprint Series, check out the Discord server and all the details for the Sprint Series in there. But the shorter races, but if you have time and you like sprint races, you're more of a sprinter, less of a marathon, check that out as well. So there's 3 series, a little bit of everybody here, a little bit of everything for everybody here in VOR. Then also, of course, the Votive Season 2, for our sponsors of today's race. They're going to have 2 and this is recruitment races for their next season. I don't have a graphics for on me right now or loaded up for their next season, but this is just for their 2 recruitment races. There'll be one December 1st and one December 20th. One at Texas Motor Speedway, one at Phoenix. And they will both be on P1 Broadcasting. And there are, if you win even the recruitment race, so you get $20. So. And then a $20 participant giveaway. So some random participant will also get $20. So a chance to win some money. There you go. Votive. I spammed chat with invites to their Discord server. Click on it, join them, and you can learn more about Votive. Well, that's it, Ryan. Any final thoughts from you today before we move on to our last short oval of the season? Phoenix.
Oh, well, Phoenix itself should be fun, but this race at Kentucky was pretty much what we hoped to see at a Kentucky race. It was a slow burn that crescendoed into a thrilling finish.
It did. And speaking of Indy, IU leads now 40-10 over Michigan State.
Wow, the Spartans are in trouble.
And there's still a lot of time to play. There's 14 minutes left in the 4th, so IU needs to keep their head down and keep on grinding. But we got Julian still in the booth. Julian, you want to say any final words before we let you go?
Yes. I think. Yeah, you touched on the sprint series already. I got the schedule up in front of me. I can read it out really quickly. November 7th, the Texas Oval in 5 days' time. We are still looking for more drivers to fill up the field. We have 19 signed up so far. Could always use more, so if you're interested in it, like Gary said, feel free to join the Discord and sign up. After the Texas Oval round, we have 5 road courses, 4 F1 style circuits in Fuji, the Nürburgring Grand Prix course, I should clarify as well, Monza and Interlagos, and then Belle in the middle of that. There's an off week on November 28th, but other than that, every single week we're running. It's a twin race format of 20 minutes, more or less. So, like Gary said, if you're interested in sprint races, then definitely check it out. Or if you like the marathons, sign up to the IndyCar Series. I want to thank Votive as well for sponsoring the race. I want to thank Gary Lovering and Alexander Boney from IFS Personal Financial Planning, and Gary from Lovers Incorporated, of course, for stepping up next season to title sponsor the series. So it's going to be great. Want to thank you guys for covering the series now, and even letting me yap here in the booth as well. So it's always fun. Hopefully I didn't make it too unwatchable. But, my girlfriend. Also want to say hi to my girlfriend. Maybe I'll see her tomorrow. I don't know yet, but I'll see her Monday for sure. And just a general thanks to everyone who came out today. I was fearing a little bit lower attendance this week due to all the Halloween stuff going on.
Good showing. No,
but,
25. Good showing.
Yeah, we actually got 1 to 2 more drivers than is pretty much the average on these oval races. So it's great to see. Shows the health of the series as well. We are also looking for more drivers to join next season. As I briefly touched upon, the series will be sponsored by Lovers Incorporated and IFS Personal Financial Planning. Next season there will be a $20 entry fee with approximately at least $500 in prize money up for grabs. So if you're an IndyCar driver, you like these cars, you like these long races, and quite frankly you've got the skill to go up against these guys like Jesper and Mark, then join the Discord and sign up. But yeah, I've been going on for too long. That's it. Just thanks to everybody. And hopefully Phoenix goes a bit better for me, even though I'm starting from the back.
Well, you kind of shared it with some people over on the iRacing community, or the IndyCar, the iRacing IndyCar community Discord. That's what I'm trying to say. When you were in a drag race for Nick Sudik there, I forget what season that was, but you won there. So you know how to win there. So I suspect you will do well. But thanks for coming up and joining us in the booth. That's it today. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Once again, your podium for the Votive Indy Derby 300 from Kentucky Speedway. Jesper Orman with his 5th win of the season. Mark Murphy, the bridesmaid yet again. But he will get one. I trust he will. And Liam O'Sullivan, well, that is a good finish to get him in a good position for a final run at the championship here in these last 3 races. That is your podium. Join Ryan and myself again November 16th for round 12 of season 12 of the VOR IndyCar Series as the teams and drivers head to Phoenix for our last short oval of the season. Coverage will return to starting at approximately 3 p.m. Eastern. So we will change time this weekend, and we'll catch up with Europe or fall back to Europe. I think it's fall back to Europe. And then we will be back at the normal 3 o'clock time spot. But as always, just for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything you need to know at youtube.com and just search out the keywords Velocity Online Racing. Go to that channel, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the notify button of our next race at Phoenix, and you will be notified the second we go live, and they'll tell you the time and date we're going live there, so you won't miss out. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support us with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of today's race, and if you enjoyed today's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so us out more of Velocity Online Racing's other iRacing programming, including action from their iconic DW12 series and their IR18 Sprint series, which we just both talked about. Again, find out all about them on the VOR Discord. Link is in the description. Today's Kentucky Derby 300 is brought to you by the Votive Racing League. If you're looking for some fun and competition to add to your Wednesday nights, the Votive Racing League has you covered. Votive has their sights set on 2 goals: to build a strong community that just enjoys racing and a melting pot of different skill levels and backgrounds. It doesn't matter if you're an IndyCar, stock car, F1, or sprint car fan, Votive wants to see you join, compete, hang out, and most importantly, have fun. If you want good, clean, close wheel-to-wheel racing, look no further than the Votive Racing League. To learn more, join their Discord. The link is in the description. Also put a link in chat. You can click there and join their Discord and find out more. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams, and they were brand new track cams just for this race. They produced for us. I picked them up just before going live. So these were brand spanking new. I want to thank them for getting those out to us just in time. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter or Instagram. Links are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about Velocity Online Racing, visit velocityonlineracing.com. Like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter. So for Ryan Erik King, Julian Altena, everyone at Velocity Online Racing, I'm Gary Godsoe saying all happy Saturday, and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here November 16th at Phoenix for the next race of the VOR IndyCar Series Championship. See ya.